What is up, dude? I was nervous about that. I had to change the whole thing up.
Yeah, I was like,
I don't know how you guys feel about it.
I liked it.
It's
was good.
New. Right. Sorry, I had to cut you off, Mark.
Oh no, you're good.
Oh, he's not.
I had to make, sure it worked, man. I had to make sure it worked. We just started like that. Like, look, it's a new year. Okay. Yeah, in case you guys didn't know, Happy New Year, everybody. As of last week, it's a new year in the NFL, and with new video, new intro video that we did and everything. Yeah. So I'm like, you know, it's fine. The background, the intro video will change though. I have a whole stadium setup thing. Yeah, it's we'll figure that out later though. Anyways, all right. Go ahead, Brian. Ask Mark that question.
So, guys, if you haven't heard it in the news, McCole Hardman signed with the Jets, and the Jets then traded Elijah Moore to the Browns. So I was asking, do you think that's a good move? Do you think there's a move that's prompted by Aaron Rodgers or what? And then he was eloquently saying a great answer. So go ahead, Mark.
Oh, I was just saying that I think they already knew that Elijah Moore didn't really want to be there, so they were able to get something. It was a really weird trade too, because literally just they got rid of Elijah Moore and a third to get a second.
Yeah.
So I was like, they basically almost gave him away for free.
They just wanted him out the door.
But they got rid of someone who's probably bad for the locker room. For their locker room, not necessarily the Browns.
He was a cancer? Like, I thought Elijah Moore, he might have been pissed off. I understand that. But he's going to have a real quarterback, and he gives everybody the ball. If you don't believe me, look at all the stats everywhere. I mean, he gets everyone the ball. So why would you not want to stay there and play with that genius, which I hate. I hate him with a passion, just in case you guys don't know.
I think he burned his bridges last year with all the complaining. So they were like, I don't think you deserve to be here when we're good.
We're not carrying you to Super Bowl.
Yeah, you can go try to earn it with the Browns. Good luck.
They said, where's the worst trade that's on the table, guys?
Right.
Browns.
What's crazy is I still think he's a talented receiver, though.
Oh, I think so too, and he'll definitely be number 2 for sure in Cleveland.
Yeah. And it's going to, and if Deshaun is trying to throw the ball, that might be a decent spot for him if they remember to run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
That's something we were talking about earlier too, because
please, Cleveland, run the ball.
Give the ball to Chubb, who was leading the NFL in rushing, and you just forgot he was on your team.
Are they going to run more though? Are they though?
They should.
Hunt's gone. They're gonna have to bring in.
Hunt's still a free agent. I heard rumors he might resign with the
really.
Browns. Yeah,
I thought he wasn't. So he's not on the roster yet.
Yeah.
No.
Johnson just signed somewhere else.
Yep.
And then, who was the other guy that was there? There was another one.
Who's a rookie? The Browns
was a rookie last year. He's now a sophomore. Yeah. I want to say it was Brown, but I might be wrong.
Is it Mitchell Schwartz?
Let me look.
Mitchell Schwartz.
Mitchell Schwartz, but
Schwartz. That sounds. Yeah, that sounds about right. Maybe.
Yeah. But Dearness left. I didn't know Dearness left.
Yeah, he just signed with somebody today.
Yeah. No, he signed today. Oh,
I thought it was today. I could have saw it yesterday, but I thought
Braden said Panthers.
Yeah, I don't know.
Selecting running backs too. I mean, I don't know. Well, they probably know they're not going to be able to do anything but run the ball and play action off of it. So that's probably a smart move, especially that defense that they're trying to put out there.
Schwartz was a wide receiver.
Yeah, so
Schwartz was a tight end, honestly.
No, he's a receiver. That's what Braden just said.
Who's it? Ford. Jerome Ford.
Ford.
That's who they're thinking about bringing up under Chubb.
I won't be surprised if Kareem comes back then.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. This guy was a kick returner, so that only tells me he's fast. Like he's a kick returner. Yeah. That's all they used him for. Towards the end of the season, they gave him 11 snaps and 12 snaps.
But if they run the same scheme
and 12 against
as they did when Deshaun came the quarterback, they're only going to need one running back. So
that's true. They're not going to need any running back. They can put anyone back.
Yeah, they just stopped running the ball.
Yeah.
Like he literally went from the number 1 running back to like barely in the top 5 when Deshaun Watson came back.
Yeah,
I don't know what they were doing.
So my bad. It was three total attempts from Houston, and 5 total attempts in Washington. What I read was the percentages, which was 11 and 12, 10% of it. But it's like, damn, dude, like they didn't like Mark said, they didn't really run towards the end. So
no,
I don't know what they're doing, but I hope they go back to it because they need to. When you have a good defense and a good running game, and then Deshaun Watson can be the X factor. If he remembers how to play football, because he was going for 700 games, 700 days. So if he learns how to play football again, that could be a dangerous team again. I mean, once again, you're going to be turn around and they're going to have 10 wins.
That defense is going to be pretty good.
They still
Anthony Walker's back. He should be.
Yep, they did bring Anthony Walker back.
Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward, Juan Thornhill. You know, they're all should be back and healthy.
Who's going to be their left end though? Because Clowney's gone.
I don't even think it matters because Myles Garrett has to be doubled and triple teamed all the time. Like you literally have to do that because if you don't, he's going to wreck your play. So whoever they could put Leonard Floyd over there. They could put Leonard Floyd.
No, they signed somebody good. It was a weird name. Well, it was oh man. He played out of Houston. He was in LA and then in Houston. Dang it. It was
Okorokonko.
Yeah, Okronko.
Yeah,
Okronko. Yeah.
Good one.
That guy. He's pretty good. He's pretty good. I think he'll be a good with him and Miles, I feel like Miles might actually elevate this guy's career because that's what Miles does.
Yeah, Miles does that.
He's going to allow him to just be single matched every play.
Yeah, Miles is so good. He makes the other end look good. That's the issue. Nobody knows that because he creates pressure in the running back and quarterback run away from him. Who's the other end?
Always run away from him. Like every play is wherever Myles Garrett is, they go the other way.
It's just the way his career is, but he's so good, and that's why like a lot of people are like, oh, his stats aren't. I'm like, they still are. They're just not as good as what we want them to be. That's pretty much it. What is up, them boys, man?
Them boys, what's up?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, that's the other end that they signed.
Them boys, why aren't you guys signing Kareem Hunt and you're signing the ghost of Ronald Jones? What's going on?
Yeah, that was a weird signing.
I was like, really? I didn't know. He's back
cheap
in the NFL?
signing, I guess.
He's back in the NFL. Oh, really? It's just like, why not? Why not go get Kareem Hunt? It's far enough away that people probably forgot about all the stuff that is going on. I'm surprised that they haven't done that. Plus, it's the Cowboys. Why would they care? Like I thought that was very weird. Unless you know you get Bijan Robinson,
right?
Which how can you do that? Because
that's the scary part.
The Bucks still are in front of you.
Yes, I still believe that the Buccaneers will probably end up getting him. I'm still leaning that.
The Cowboys could go up and jump in front of people.
That's what I'm thinking they'll have to do.
And I think that's why Hunt hasn't been signed either.
My guess is Hunt wants to wait too much. That's probably why he's still available. I don't know.
You're a running back. He has been, he's been paid pretty well for the last couple seasons. I can't expect.
Do the Browns get Bijan?
Can the Browns get Bijan? No.
Well, they're before the Bucks and the Cowboys.
They could though. That's what I'm thinking. I'm looking at the team.
You're talking about them needing a running back. I mean, I would hate it to death.
Look at their
no. They aren't in the first round. I think
because of Deshaun, right?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. It was Houston.
Yeah,
Houston has that. They don't have a first round. What they have,
they gave up 3 first round picks.
Yeah, they have a second, a third, a fourth, or 2 fourths, 2 fifths, a 6 and a 7. So they got 8 picks, but
they have
just not the first.
Solid team. I mean, honestly, I'm just looking at the team. I'm like, wow, that should
Browns.
Be it should be good.
The Browns' best bet in the second round is probably to get.
What?
I don't know.
I'm not even sure what they need. I'm looking at that. Their line is still
Josh Downs.
like maybe you go get a defensive tackle. I mean, Jordan Elliott's pretty
I
good.
think they'll go like receiver or something in the second round.
They got
Say
Amari
receiver.
Cooper. They got Cooper, Peoples-Jones, and now Elijah Moore.
So you say running back then? Maybe Gibbs?
Maybe not receiver. I don't know.
Maybe Gibbs. Maybe Gibbs.
Gibbs would be a good 1-2 punch with Chubb.
Yeah, that works. That's a good one. I think that works.
Maybe you're saying maybe an edge. Yeah. Did you say edge?
Oh,
Or you said defensive tackle?
Tackle. I think
I
it's
actually like the Rojo signing.
Wow, really?
All
Okay.
right.
I mean, it's probably cheap.
Well, that's why I said that was the one thing I was like, oh, he probably was a pretty cheap contract, so I could see why they brought him in.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it was a weird. It wasn't so much weird. I felt like why they needed it because, like I've been saying before, Pollard can't do it by himself.
Yeah,
he's not. He's not going to be that guy. He just can't.
I just feel like there's other options that are probably better. Still, and I really thought Kareem Hunt was definitely going to the Cowboys. I
don't
thought
know.
that was done.
They'll end up going to the draft and get someone late, like Zach Evans or something.
It'll be fine,
and then have a triple threat of nothing but pass catchers. God forbid Dak gets hurt this year.
Oh, don't say that. Oh,
I hope not. I want Dak to survive. I'm tired of having him in my IR. Sucks.
It's okay though. You can put him in your IR now because you have the stack on stack on.
It sucks because you know the numbers he can put up, and then the guy that comes in does decent enough, and it's like, oh well, is Dallas? Do they really need Dak? I'm like, yeah, they need Dak. When Dak is in, you don't have this conversation if they're going to be good or not. You know they're going to be decent enough to make playoffs, but it's like the problem is like,
that's nuts if he's asking for that.
I don't see why we don't put it up on the freaking chat and then read it.
I'll try to let you finish.
10 mil per year, you're pulling a mark. 10 mil per year is what I meant on a Hunt. Okay.
No, there's no.
That's a lot.
That's what if you're signing someone to the franchise. Your franchise is the running back. He gets $2 million a year. I can't see him asking for that. I couldn't see.
No, that's too much, man.
More than 4. Like I don't think
you ain't worth it.
He can't get Montgomery numbers.
You ain't no.
Yeah, like
you ain't worth it. You ain't no franchise tag. Get out of here. No, that's dumb.
Is Montgomery lead the NFL in touchdowns next year?
There's a very good chance.
There's a chance. I don't know. See, they might be my favorite duo running back next year.
I hate it.
They might be my favorite duo running backs next year.
I saw it. I was like, no.
Swift and Monty. Like, I don't think there'd be a better duo out there right now. Now that if Hunt doesn't sign back with Chubb, I don't see a better duo.
You would have to, or Bijan has to go to Dallas. Those are the only ways.
Maybe Cook and Madison if Cook can stay healthy.
No, but Cook's hurt week 4. You could pencil it.
Like I said, if he can stay healthy.
every year, I'm like week 4. He's not going to be there.
He's been doing pretty good lately.
I mean,
not too bad.
He was out 6 games last year.
But it wasn't like, I don't know. I felt like it wasn't too it wasn't consecutive. Wasn't there like a break in between?
Yeah, it was like
that's progress, my guy. That's progress. Where the year before he wasn't hurt at all, right? He was hurt like 1 or 2 games.
Yeah, it was like 2 games, which is fine for a running back. You're gonna get.
I don't know. It just seemed all right to me. So Dak is a major sell in my opinion. Okay. With Keelan Moore gone, I'm guessing Dak is somewhere around QB 12 to 15 because of the less passing. Okay. I mean,
but what's his ceiling? So if the team does fine and Dak has all the weapons, his ceiling is 6. He could be as good as the 6th best quarterback in the NFL, which is pretty good. And his low is probably 15.
With the personnel they have now, I feel like they're built for passing all the time. So
they are kind of built for passing now. Yeah.
Like you got Pollard as your RB1. You can clearly receive. You brought in Cooks to be a receiver too. Like
Gallup, and then
I don't know what they're doing at the tight end position, but
I don't know what they're doing.
Look,
I'm going 4 wide all the time with Brandon Cooks and and CeeDee Lamb. Let's go 4 wide. It's like,
Right? Yeah, let's go 4 wide. I think they still got Gallup.
No, why does nobody believes in Jake Ferguson?
nope.
Is he going to be the new tight end one?
Why not? I think he's good.
I don't know, man.
I think he's good. Look, they were gonna bring him in as they were supposed to. He was supposed to be the guy, and then he got hurt, and that's when Schultz elevated again, and then they kept him around.
I just feel like it takes 3 years for a tight end to really get, and he had 3 years of playing for you really to understand the offense and how you fit in.
I mean, they got Hendershot as well. He's also a rookie as well, or a sophomore now. But I don't know. I feel like with both of them, they'll be all right. If not, they'll look into the draft. Look, this draft has a lot of good tight ends.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's gone. That's where they go. They go tight end. This is, I mean, something you've been saying. You've been saying how 12 deep tight end really is. I can see them go tight end if the running back is gone. That makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm. I think his ceiling is 8. Okay.
When you start really counting,
that's assuming he doesn't get hurt.
But you also can Dak be better than Jalen Hurts? Yes, he could. He can be. He can.
Passing, yes. Rushing, no.
Yes.
As a total, I mean, because Dak at one point was throwing 5,000 yard seasons. I mean, he can. He stays healthy.
Oh, that year he broke his ankle. He was on pace for like 6,000 yards.
He could be better than Jalen Hurts. He could be better than Justin Herbert. I mean, he could be. Could he stick into your top 5? Possible. It's possible.
Maybe.
But I'm just saying that's his ceiling. Doesn't mean that's what it's going to be, but that he could get there. But I don't think his floor is anything worse than 15.
But we all know he'll have a favorable matchup. Martin will play him, and he's playing me, and then he's going to get hurt. Happens every year.
I don't know.
So Martin's the real reason, guys.
No, I'm the reason.
Oh, you're the reason?
Yeah, because then later that year we played in the playoffs, and he put Derek Carr in, and he pulled his groin.
Usually, yeah. And then the following week he balled out.
Yep.
I believe in Ferguson, but I think that offense is really on supporting Lamb, Pollard, fantasy stars, and Cooks as a flex. Yeah. I think Ferguson will be fine. I don't think they'll go anywhere. I mean, because the Raiders are signing every tight end in the world right now.
What the hell? So let me get rid of Waller and then sign all the other tight ends.
OJ and Austin Hooper. And it's funny. Like we look at a dynasty, and I'm like, someone just got Austin Hooper or OJ, and now Hooper's there. They're gonna run a double tight because they just lost Matt Collins.
Yep.
And are they're keeping Devontae?
Devontae's staying, yeah.
Yeah, they're not gonna get rid of Devontae.
Is that who's their other receivers there, man?
What's his name?
Matt Collins just signed with
They have Hunter Renfrow,
and they have another guy.
Renfrow. Yeah.
Well, the guy at 10, he had a breakout year last year, didn't he?
Who?
Hollins?
Yeah, it was Hollins. Yeah, but he didn't re-sign with them. He signed.
He did it. Oh.
No, he signed with the Falcons.
What about number 89? This is number. Myers signed with them, right? Jacoby Myers, right?
I think. Oh yeah. No, you're right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jacoby Myers. Yeah, they brought in Jacoby Myers from New England.
Yeah, Jacoby Myers just signed with them because. And it's funny, he's like from New England, and then I think it's a McDaniels thing, man. I think McDaniels is bringing in, like, that's what happens to all these coaches. They bring in guys they're familiar with because they don't have to coach them as much. They know they could fit whatever shenanigans they're about to do. Some people say schemes, but I'm like, schemes.
So Dem Boy says, I think Dak can be better fantasy-wise than Hurts, especially with Schottenheimer as OC. McCarthy calling plays.
Exactly.
I think it depends on the league because I know our league rushing touchdowns and passing touchdowns are the same, but to our knowledge, we found out playing with the Nerd Huddle guys that apparently most fantasy leagues have 4 points for a
Yeah,
passing
I hate
touchdown.
that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't.
So if that's how most leagues are, I think Hurts would outdo.
I prefer 6 points per touchdown, regardless if it was
I
a
like
run.
6 points, but it would have made me win even by more. So it was okay. That's what I won by more.
6 points to 4 points passing touchdowns. I don't like. To me, I like it to more be relevant to what I'm watching.
Oh wow! So he's saying can't be better.
Oh, I don't think Dak can be better. Sorry, I read that wrong. My bad.
Yeah,
I think he can.
Fantasy wise,
I think Jalen Hurts.
Football wise, Dak. Fantasy wise, Jalen.
Jalen, say he runs 700 yards.
Okay.
And he throws for another 2,500 yards. Is it possible Dak could throw for 5,000 yards if he's healthy?
Yes.
Then Dak is going to have more touchdowns. He's going to have more. I mean, he's going to have more. I mean, I feel like this is the time.
You gotta add the 30 interceptions.
Yeah, and especially in our league, half of those, if not more, will be.
I hope he
fixes.
That. I think it was just an off year, man. I hope he really, really fixed that. I like Dak. I really do like Dak. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks. Like for years, I like what he brings, and I like what he does. The problem is his injuries, and then his line gets banged up, and then he sucks.
Yeah,
it's just a never like we get into these Cowboys conversations, right?
Yep. It's
I don't even know how we just do. This is probably why them boys loves coming to this channel. We talk about.
Should we talk
Cowboys.
about a CD Lamb?
We talk about them Cowboys.
Oh boy, don't go there again because I will
look. Somehow, when we talk about them, it's not. It's always a negative way, but it's always a hopeful way.
Mm-hmm.
Because myself and Brian, we like the Cowboys
a lot.
I know Mark can like.
I like two players on the Cowboys. No, I like two players on the Cowboys. I got CD Lamb and Tony Pollard. Yeah, I said CD Lamb and Tony Pollard.
That's it. Outside of that, you don't care, right?
No, I wish.
If one of those guys went to a different team, would your love for the Cowboys be the same? No. Exactly.
It's like asking Brian what he feels about the Packers. Okay, come on.
I mean, it's not like this. I literally hate them so much that I would rather anyone do better than the Packers. I don't care what's going on.
That's how I feel about the Cowboys, but that's because they're like my biggest rival.
Yeah.
No, I mean, if I had Aaron Rodgers on my team, I will hope that he throws for 1,000 interceptions, even if he's my starting quarterback, because I hate the Packers.
Oh, I wouldn't want Dak as my quarterback.
Look, Schottenheimer's been in the OC for 15 offenses. Most of the offense have been between 20 and 25 yards and scoring. Okay?
Yeah, that's true.
That's facts. Okay.
Yeah.
And then Anthony, I agree with this.
He is not true number one.
He's not.
We looked at the facts. We did.
We broke this down. What was it last week?
Yeah.
Was it Sunday?
It was Sunday.
Was it Sunday?
Yeah, it was Sunday.
Yeah, we were talking about this. Like, I still need to clip that entire part. I'm gonna put out a whole video of those four receivers that I talked about.
Yeah.
And it's if you want to check it out, it's really in between minutes 45.
That's when we started rolling.
Yeah, no, I wrote it down. It's around minute 45 because I'm gonna go back and cut it up and put it out because those four receivers are almost identical. But then you put but if you change it up and you put one of the other three in the Cowboys, it would be totally different.
I think so.
But just the fact that it's the way Dak plays and that Dak can provide CD to become that type of player. That's what I believe. Just the fact is, they just have bad luck. Did they do like a great Bambino type thing? What happened?
Michael Irvin must have done something in his previous life.
I think CD needs another quality receiver for him.
I think he's always 1A. He's never going to be the true number one guy. He needs a number one guy on the other side because then he could take advantage of all the matches.
Single cover. Yeah, exactly. Because when Cooper was there, he put up numbers.
Yep.
And it was very disappointing this past year when CD Lamb did not produce the way I would have hoped.
Yeah.
No, he did well. He had good numbers. It just didn't.
I'm just reading what he says. He loves Jalen and AJ, but can't stand the team. So
yeah, he goes. That's like me asking how I feel about the Eagles. Yeah. I love Hurts and AGB, but I can't stand that team. Yes,
you know, I don't not like the Eagles, but I definitely can't stand the Eagles as a team.
I can't either, but for some reason I really like Jason Kelsey.
It's Philip because he's awesome.
That guy's awesome, yeah.
It's a good answer. He's just because he's awesome.
Yeah. I've been watching their podcast too. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
So okay, if you was the coach, what would your order be? CD or Gallup or Cooks?
It's not even a question.
That's CD is better than those two.
CD's better than Cooks, and Cooks
is number 2.
Yeah.
It's not a question, but here's the question: is if T. Higgins was on that team?
Oh, T. Higgins would be the best receiver.
Would that team be? You know, that team with T. Higgins throwing the jump balls, the outside receiver,
it would be a totally different of it.
Exactly, and that's where you need to be a number 1 receiver. That's my problem with them. You know, CD is better in the middle of the field. T. Higgins is better on the outside. You know, doing jump balls and doing crazy things.
Stupid. So stupid. Yeah.
But does
all because Jerry fired Jimmy. That's the out.
But is T. Higgins good because he has Jamar Chase on the other side?
He was good before then.
Stupid.
So what? 1 year that he was there?
He's only 23. T. Higgins is so young. He's so young.
The Bengals in general are young.
I can't, man.
Oh, that's where he went. Dearness Johnson went to the Jaguars. That's what it was. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh,
yeah. We were thinking about that earlier.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
Hunt
like,
to the Bengals?
To the Jaguars.
No, I'm saying Hunt to the Bengals. They need a running back, don't they?
Where?
No.
I'm just saying.
Oh, you're just saying
Bengals need a running back.
On. Where? When?
No, I'm just saying they need a running back. That'd be a good
I don't think they have the money.
Well, he's got to come down on his asking price, but
I mean,
we'll give you 1 year, $5 million. Come on.
That's doable.
That's exactly what you do.
I'm not giving you a franchise tag. Basically, 10 freaking mil. Get out of here.
1 year, $5 million. You ball out for us. You can get your big contract.
Exactly.
We're not paying you next year because we have to pay Burrow. But
exactly. That's what's so funny about Cincinnati. They don't realize they're going to have to give up T. Higgins anyway. T. Higgins is going to be another team because they can't sign him and Burrow. They just can't. It's impossible.
Well, then they got Chase a year later.
So what are you going to do? Like, I mean, Chase, you're going to find the money for Chase. You're going to just start cutting people. But you can't have Chase and Higgins. That you don't have a good enough team.
There's an interesting question now that we're talking about the Bengals. Is Higgins only good because of Burrow, though?
I loved Higgins coming out of college. I thought he was
I don't think so, man. The dude's like a massive. He's got a good size. He's 220. Was he 6'3", 6'4"?
He's like 6'3", 220. That's a dude.
That's
bro.
You're anywhere.
Generation's Megatron.
Yeah.
What
do you
he's built and he's still fast?
Like, I don't think does it help Burrow that he has immaculate weapons? Yeah,
exactly. Is the fact that you have 2 number 1 receivers on you have a number 1 receiver on the left and on the right.
You put Higgins on half this league, he would elevate that offense. When Jamar was gone, Higgins did just fine.
And Clemson was great with him. You guys forget, Clemson was great with T. Higgins.
Was amazing.
Yeah, T-Law loved that guy, man.
I love Clemson players, man.
He would get rid of all the receivers that own his entire team for one T. Higgins. Like, he'll trade all of them. Like, yeah, you can take all those guys, throw them away. Give me T. Higgins back.
You put Higgins on Pittsburgh, he's number 1. You put Higgins on Dallas, he's number 1. You put Higgins on the Jets, he's number 1.
Yeah.
You put him on Miami, it wouldn't surprise me if he eventually becomes number 1.
Right now, Tyreek is still
the guy. But can you imagine having Higgins, Hill, and Waddle?
No, that would be it'll be unfair.
No, that would be
that's cheat code.
that look, Tua just like, hey, someone's out there somewhere.
You know how good that receiving core is? Dak could win a Super Bowl with those guys.
Yeah. That's the commander in you saying that. I would say if you had those three weapons, what Teddy Bridgewater would win.
I was gonna say Teddy could do it, man. I was gonna go Mitch Trubisky. I would say Garoppolo. Like any of those guys, you drop any of them in.
I wouldn't have like
if Tom Brady had that receiving core, he'd never retire. Never.
Oh my God, he would have like 7,000 receiving yards.
You would just
or passing yards. I mean,
stick it out.
Like,
so yeah,
what he did when he finally had a true number one in Randy Moss.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You imagine him having those three guys? He'd be like, "I'm retiring. I'm right here."
Oh wow! Look at this. Crazy. Higgins won't be the number one in Washington, and that's not up for debate. Really?
You're crazy.
Really okay. I disagree 100% for you, and that we're debating about that right now. Yes, he would.
I love Terry McLaurin.
I love Dotson.
Yeah, I love Jahan Dotson's amazing. They can't hold a candle to Higgins. No, Higgins is much better. He's much better than both of them.
I think it's because of the solid 1,000 yards and touchdowns. Don't worry, Alex. I see your comment, and Anthony about Josh. I'll get to it. But we're on Higgins right now. I'll get to it. Look, McLaurin is really good with his 1,000+ yard. But you know what, man, I got to put that video out because Higgins was thrown in.
Our QB position is holding
with those four receivers I talked about.
I agree.
McLaurin was going to say that right now.
McLaurin's one of the.
Say what?
I said our quarterback situation is holding McLaurin. You can put Higgins. And both of them would still probably not be as good as they should be because we have no quarterback. Maybe with Howell. We'll have to see what Howell does.
I like
We'll have to see what Howell does.
My question with Howell is he going to be elusive enough? I still don't think you guys left tackle. I'm telling you, guys think Charles Leno Jr. is the answer. If you think he's the answer, I don't think you guys know the question. I just really don't.
Nobody knows the questions because Washington likes to do dumb stuff every year.
Hey, better than whatever left tackle you have right now.
Look, you guys do constant dumb stuff every year, and it makes no sense because not even.
Oh wait, he was your left tackle.
Not even the coach.
We got rid of him. Yeah.
Not even the coach can know what's going on. The media can't. Nobody, because you guys can come in with really good weapons, really good defense, really good this and that. But then it just doesn't show forth on the field, and it's like every year we're like,
it does for like a portion of the season. We'll have a good solid 6 weeks where we're like the number one team in football,
and then it's dead. Like it'll be like
little too late, or we'll do really good, and then we'll get injuries, and then it'll be like over.
It's hilarious. Our three teams are some of the most pitiful teams.
It's great. It's great.
And at least one of us might do good.
You can throw Braden's team in there too. Cardinals.
Hopefully the Bears do good next year, and one of us will be all right.
If I'm putting any money up, the Bears would be at 8 wins. If the Bears are at 8 wins, Atlanta's at 8 wins.
I gotta look at the schedule first.
Hey, this has been the greatest offseason in the last 24 years because the Snyders have cleared out their offices. Okay, it's pop the champagne time.
They're talking about this guy from Canada is ready. He has the $5 million cash.
Something was happening. A lot of people are expecting something any day now because, like I said, they cleared out their offices. They are no longer there.
Yeah, and then we were talking about Burrow and Dak earlier. He says, like you guys said, Burrow has everything Dak doesn't. Truly number one receivers on each. And all right. So before we get to the Josh Jacobs, this question here, if you took Dak and put him in Cincinnati and put Burrow in Dallas, what do you think would happen?
Burrow will be Tony Romo, and Dak. And I don't think Dak will do as well in Cincinnati. I think they're actually with teams that need to be
giving them a better offense, really, because
their offensive line is so bad, and Dak doesn't do well with pressure in his face.
He couldn't do good with a good offensive line.
He holds on to the ball a little bit too long. Like Justin Fields holds on to the ball a little bit too long. He holds on to the ball, and so when you have a bad offensive line, it affects him more.
So what you're saying is both of them would do horrible.
I think that they will be worse if they switch situations. Okay. They're better.
Look, I like it. We'll never see
I don't
that.
think
Maybe
Burrow
another universe
would be as good as he was in Cincinnati, but I still think he could be better than Dak was in Dallas.
But I think he'd be Tony Romo because I think Tony Romo was better than Dak. And guess what happened in the first round of the playoffs? They'll still lose.
Mm-hmm. They'll find a way. They always find a way.
All right. So, yeah,
Falcons don't need a QB.
It's because he brought this up. So
how dare you?
Yes, they do. They do.
Falcons need a QB.
I got
Yes.
Desmond Ridder.
I want to see what Desmond does. I don't want a QB in this year.
I don't think
we got Desmond
Ridder
and
only gonna
Heineke.
be-
I'm okay with that.
Heineke's going to be started by week 7.
Yes, 100%. Do they need a QB next season? This season, no. Roll with what you got with Heineke and Desmond. See how far you can get.
Hey,
okay.
You suck.
Because
you
we've
can
seen
get
Heineke
Caleb
do some
Williams
pretty good,
or,
amazing stuff.
The kid from North Carolina.
Guys, all I'm going to tell you is Atlanta. Look at Atlanta's team.
I don't
realize what Eddie Goldman is going to do for that defensive line, along with the people they just signed.
Jesse Bates.
They're going to be 10 times better. What you were talking about, Martin, before about your defense
it's elevated dramatically.
Oh my! Like you might be the best defense in your conference. I mean,
you might have the best team in your conference.
I've just been so hurt lately that I gotta see it first. You give
me too.
You give me an all Madden team right now. I would be like, I still gotta see it.
Yeah, but
no, I'm the same way.
When I saw Eddie Goldman sign with you guys this morning, I was like, what? Yesterday.
Just look at the Chargers last year. Everyone said after the offseason the Chargers had they were going to run away with everything.
They got hurt.
What happened by week 5? They had so many injuries.
They're all gone.
Yeah. I mean, they still made the playoffs, but
Atlanta looks so good.
If they need a QB, run with Heineke and Desmond, you'll get as far as you can. And then get
games.
KJ Jefferson, boy.
I don't believe it.
You guys got the perfect backup quarterback too by getting Heineke.
Heineke might be better than Ridder. I think my problem
but he'll be the first person there rooting for Ridder and pumping him up though.
Yeah, I believe that. But
same way he did for Howe.
What happens with the defense to start is holding the team to 8 points, and the Falcons lose 7-8. First thing that's going to happen, Heineke's going to go and he's going to get in that game and he's going to win those games. And only question is, can he stay healthy the entire season?
Falcons lost by margin of a few points every game last year. They were the Lions 2 years ago.
Yep.
Something stupid would happen and they would lose. But hey.
So you're going 9 this year then?
I don't know. I got to look at the schedule. I'm not giving out records until I see the schedule. After the owners meeting, I'll start talking about records, but right now I don't want to talk about records.
I would have said yes until he got franchise tagged.
Who?
Jacobs.
Oh,
I was like, he's done.
You think Josh Jacobs played his last year in Vegas? And then Mark said,
no, because he's franchise tagged.
Okay.
Now I know things could still happen, but it's a running back, so I don't think people are willing to give up probably what the Raiders want for him.
I think that
no reason to resign Josh Jacobs after this year.
I think,
and then he's reaching,
and then that's pretty much it. There's no way of doing it again.
Yeah,
they might look into getting a running back this season, and it wouldn't surprise. There's a good amount of running backs coming out, and I think they'll gamble on one of them in the second or third round, because that's when the running backs are going to be picked in the third round. Watch how many running backs go.
Yep.
Right.
We're going to, he's going to run from 3rd to 5th. You might get 15 running backs might get picked from 3rd to 5th round.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
Doesn't that have to be like the worst, most deflating feeling ever though? You're like contract year, you ball out. Yeah. The year of your life. You're like, I'm going to get paid. And then they go, we're franchising you.
Especially when it's only $10 million.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That has to be
your left tackle. When your left tackle is making $25 million, yeah, that has to be the worst.
No, I'm talking about Jacobs.
Anyone, every
Jacobs led the league in NFL.
Yeah,
and it was his contract year. He was balled out. He's like, I'm going to get my contract, and they're like, no, franchise tag. Yeah. So that takes another year off of him when running backs already have a small shelf as it is.
Yep.
And then doubt he's going to be able to replicate what he did last year.
There's no way, especially because you don't have. I mean, Garoppolo's good. He is, but it's not. I think Derek Carr is more talented than
he's
Garoppolo.
A good support quarterback.
Yeah, but I think Derek Carr is more talented. I think Garoppolo's a better winner. So I think the Raiders are going to win more games, but not have the same talent on the field. You know, it's
I see what you mean. Like it's kind of like that football versus fantasy type thing. Like
exactly. Exactly.
Kind of the same similarities.
Because I mean, they lost Darren Waller, which is huge. Because Darren Waller, when he at his best, is top 2-3 tight ends in the entire NFL.
Yeah,
and they're replacing them with
all that for not even technically a 4th round pick
for the 100th overall pick. Like,
because it
really?
was a compensatory 3rd round pick.
They brought in all these tight ends too, so I don't even know. And then Foster Monroe, like we were mentioning, did we say that before or after?
Yeah.
No, I don't think we were live when we were talking about him.
Okay. Yeah.
Foster Monroe, that was scary. I mean,
reported he had cancer
while doing his physical.
Physical, yeah.
For the Saints. Yep. Hopkins
so that sucks, man.
So he's stepping away.
Yeah, probably. And so we'll see what happens there. It's just weird that all these teams are getting different pieces. Yeah, are they getting better? Yeah. But once come week 1, we think we saw what we had. And it changes. So I'm really interested in, like, of all the teams, I'm really interested in, and I'm so glad Anthony brought this up. And the only team I'm scared of is the Lions.
Yeah, let's go.
Here,
I want to see what they do.
Our mock drafts. I can't wait for us to do a mock draft because I don't know what they're going to do now. They have 2 picks that early, and they don't need cornerback anymore. They don't need cornerback anymore.
No, they don't. I think they get Tyree Wilson or something.
I think they get Jalen Carter.
Yeah,
and then
I'm like the only one who doesn't
inside and outside. You know.
Yeah.
For that team, it makes so much sense because when you look at your outside, you're like, okay, you know, we have Hutchinson doing what he's doing, and then you look inside and you have Jalen Carter destroying people inside. That's not fair. That's not fair.
Mm.
And then now you have 3 cornerbacks that you brought in. 3.
You know, I like this one. Let me see. I'm gonna bring in a fresh new mock draft. Nope, that was yesterday. When was this? Nope, there hasn't been one today. All right, yeah, let's bring this one. We'll bring in this one, and we'll see because we're talking about mock drafts. See what this one says. See what you guys think about it. C.J. Stroud, number 1, Bryce Young, Anthony Richardson. So somehow Washington sneaks up there.
Oh, you haven't heard all the news?
No. Tell me. Explain.
I haven't heard 3rd, but I heard we were in talks with the Seahawks.
Okay.
Well, this says a lot.
I heard that the Colts might not draft a quarterback.
Oh, fuck.
They might drop.
I heard they might go all in on Lamar Jackson.
They might go all in on Lamar Jackson. They're waiting to after the draft, and then they go all in on Lamar Jackson. And then here's the thing. This is why no one should be trying to do anything with Lamar Jackson. It's your next 2 first-round picks, right? If you have Lamar Jackson on your team, you're possibly the 30th, 29th, 30th best team in the league. So now you're giving up 2nd-round picks instead of 1st-round picks. So why would you give up your high pick now when you can wait to after the draft and then give them a low pick and you sign Lamar Jackson?
And I heard that's why we were talking with the Seahawks and not the Cardinals, because with the Colts not getting the quarterback, that Anthony Richardson can fall to us.
Drop. Yeah. So the Colts are serious about this whole thing. And if we all of a sudden see Jalen Carter go to the Colts,
I think all your guys' talk about how he could be the next Patrick Mahomes, and then we got.
Do you like that though? Mark, do you like that? Like, you're just gonna like Sam Howell just
Oh no, I don't like doing Sam Howell dirty like that.
Yeah, but if you know something, if you know that he's
well,
decent,
I mean,
he's
if
not
we bring him in and we actually have a franchise quarterback.
Because Sam Howell did good. With the little time that he had behind center, he did fine.
Yeah, and that's all because of Heineke. Heineke's the one who told him to start him. They're going to start Heineke, and he said no. Put Howell in.
Yeah, that's because he was like, I don't want to be on this team anyway. F you.
I don't know. I don't know where our heads are right now. I feel like they're just saying all the right things to like purposely like keep people guessing. Like, like it was very suspicious when the season ended. Ron Rivera's words were, going into next year, Sam is our guy. He's QB1. And then all of a sudden, like after the combine, he addresses the media and he goes, "Well, I never said the job was his. He's just the man who's leading it right now."
I don't like John
He's
Rivera.
the only quarterback on the roster. Of
I don't
course,
like
he's
it.
leading it right now.
I've
what
never
kind of statement is that?
I've never liked him. Like I as a person, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's cool, but as a coach, I've never liked him.
Chico's amazing.
I've never
Chico's
liked him.
amazing.
No, I like him as a coach.
No,
I've always
I
liked
think Bieniemy
No.
is going to be our head coach sooner rather than later, but
you got.
I
could-
think
I
that's
could
why
see
he signed with us because he
I
already
could
had
see
a.
that.
So
I think
this-
Ron steps away just because
Ron
he's done. He
retires,
doesn't want to deal
yeah.
with it. Yeah, I think he's not fired. I think he just retires.
Yeah.
And I think when they were doing the interview, Ron's like, "Come in, you're going to take my job." And he
This
was
doesn't
like,
make any
"Okay."
sense. This
So
is my
here's Will Levis at 4th, and you got Jalen, then Christian
And then
Gonzalez.
Christian
I see
Gonzalez
that
to the
for sure.
Lions.
Will Anderson going to
kind of.
7? There's no way Will Anderson falls to 7.
That I don't know. Tyree Wilson, Devin Weatherspoon.
This has the
And-
Seahawks with Jalen Carter, even though he had a horrible pro day.
Yeah.
So
But this was off NBC Sports Philadelphia. Let's go to CBS, and they still have Bryce Young going to Panthers, which is a very good possibility. We don't know. I know we don't like it, but it's a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of like myself and Brian kind of like CJ
So
Stroud.
he said, "I thought Washington moving up for the quarterback from Oregon.
for
I don't
Christian
think we
Gonzalez.
don't have to move up to get
Christian
corner.
Gonzalez, yeah.
Well,
Because
Christian,
even if Gonzalez is taken, Porter Jr. will be there.
and Witherspoon will be there. Witherspoon's gonna go
Yeah,
before
we
him.
don't have to trade up for corner. The only position we have to trade up for is quarterback,
I would trade back and get Ringo. Get Ringo.
right? Or trade back and get Ringo.
Yeah. So here's what this kind of like might be flip flop for me. But I do see the rest of it being a little bit more to my liking.
The Bears get Tyree Wilson. I think that's a
I do see this switched.
that could happen.
So Brady
Possibility,
and the mock
yeah.
draft had us trading.
And then
Had
JSN.
Washington moving to the 3rd.
Ooh, JSN to Tennessee. Oh my gosh.
That's a good move.
That would
They
be a
didn't
wonderful move.
Trade, so I don't know.
Please make that happen.
Tennessee's talking about Hopkins.
Please. Yeah. But if they don't,
Right?
JSN there, please make that happen.
See, look.
Quentin Johnson,
So it has us taking the tackle from Georgia.
Peter Skoronski. Skoronski, this is kind of low for me.
No, so problem with Skoronski.
No, that's high.
Yeah, him being a
I
left
feel
tackle.
like he needs to be higher than this.
He has a 32 inches on wingspan. The
I don't
32
give a
inch
care.
arms.
You keep
And
mentioning that
left
same wingspan. I don't care.
Left
He
tackle
is good. I don't care. You say this every time. I don't care.
Not
I'm
being
tired
that
of it,
low.
Ryan. I'm
He's a
tired
right
of your little arms.
He's
And
right.
I'm tired of your little arms.
I heard he's better suited as a guard in the NFL.
That's fine.
guard or
Look,
right
he's
tackle.
still a good player.
He is, but you don't put a top 10 talent like that. You don't draft him unless he's your left
So is
tackle.
this Broderick Jones? Is he like the 6'8" dude from Georgia?
Yeah.
So I thought.
Yeah.
Is he better than Charles Leno?
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. I think you guys would be really good to get Paris Johnson too. Paris would be very good for you.
He that Oklahoma?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like him too.
So Paris out of Ohio State.
Oh yeah, Ohio State. Yeah, I would take him.
I
There it
think
is.
he would be really good. Bijan Cowboys. Yep.
This doesn't make sense to me. Nolan Smith to Jaguars. That doesn't make sense. to
Ooh,
me.
Jordan Addison to the Vikings.
That doesn't make sense. Why would you get Nolan Smith when you got last year's first round Walker and Josh Allen?
I'd trade back and get Deontay Banks. I
Exactly.
like him too. Especially don't want to go to the Giants.
Well, you don't even have to trade back. Just draft Deontay Banks if he's still there.
Well, no, we can drop to the 20s.
Who are you talking? Are you still talking about the damn Commanders?
Yeah.
Nobody cares. We moved on.
He's like, that's the only team I care about.
Yeah, why not?
He does this all the time. Let it go.
I'm surprised. Let it go. I'm surprised Zay Flowers is going before Jordan Addison. I think I have Addison higher than Flowers. And I don't like either of them being that small. So they're not number one receivers to me. But if I was going to take one, I'm taking Addison over. Or Zay.
I feel bad for the one player who doesn't get drafted in the first round now. Because Miami got fined their first round pick.
Isn't that interesting though? So technically, the Texans have 3 first-round picks, really.
Yeah, because they have 32.
Yep. Well, technically it's 33 because 32 is not there.
Yeah,
so
but technically
they want to have 3 guys in the top 32 in this draft.
I think it sucks for like a player because you get drafted in the first round, you get that 5th-year option.
Yeah.
I mean, not that people seem to be picking those up these days, but
I would hate that too, Anthony.
We gotta make him earn it, according to Ron.
I would hate that.
Zay Flowers going to the Ravens would be.
I would not want that.
Because we're not picking up Chase Young's 5th-year option.
Yep.
I'm like, why?
Because you can't pay him. As soon as you sign Daron Payne, you can't pay Chase Young. Don't be surprised if Chase Young is not part of the this trade. If you move up, don't be surprised. Wow,
these are the guys that will miss out on first. I don't see Cam Smith missing out of the first round though.
I don't see Keely Ringo going out.
Yeah, neither do I on that one.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, these guys would be the first.
Anton Harrison, that's the kid from Oklahoma.
Yeah, Anton Harrison.
Yeah, he's pretty good too.
Oh, I know. I like him too.
So I don't know. It's interesting.
But
this
Ryan and I
this
want
is the latest one that came out of.
We both want the center from Minnesota.
Now Michael Schmidt, come on down. Matter of fact, it's funny because the Bears are literally only holding on the Cody Whitehair only because it's an opportunity for us to get him. If we get him the next day, we're going to release Cody Whitehair. It's just like we're holding on to him just in case. Well, we might not get him, so we might have to go Cody Whitehair. But if we do, he's released immediately. And we already have $41 million. You release Cody Whitehair, you gain another $11 million in salary cap space, and you go young. And then you go ahead and sign somebody at right tackle.
I don't know about that. I like it. All right. So, did we talk about Marcus?
I want to look at the Lions one more time and just talk about that
on the mock draft.
Yeah, on this mock draft.
You got Michael Mayer, which I like.
I do like that. Okay.
And Christian Gonzalez, which might end up changing to probably Jalen Carter.
Yeah, exactly. There's no reason that you don't get Jalen Carter. If Jalen Carter's there, you get Jalen Carter. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, by the time the draft comes around, I would hope we get a little bit more information on his situation.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I think he's going to be a risk, and a lot of people aren't going to take him.
Well, no. So when he just he said no contest. So basically, jail time's taken off the table. He's gonna have a lot of community service. He's gonna have other issues. Probably have to pay a hefty fine, and he's gonna open himself up for civil suits. But I don't think he's going to have anything that's going to be that huge.
Yeah. What about discipline though?
I don't know if he has the discipline.
He's drafted by the perfect team here, the Raiders. That's where he belongs.
Yeah, that's true.
He belongs.
I don't think
I just realized I was like, oh, this is the Raiders taking him.
We're going to talk about him next week too, I think.
Yeah.
Are we?
Yeah, we're talking about next week.
Yeah. Are we talking about next week?
Him and Will Anderson are really interesting because
they're
literally.
We got.
Will Anderson. Braden really wants him.
I would want him too. I mean, he's going to change some team.
I told him about the other mock draft that had us trading with him. He's like, no, I'd rather just stay at 3 and take Will.
Yeah. Yeah. It's look. He's going to fit very nicely in the Cardinals. I hope he goes to the Cardinals. I really do. If he goes to the Cardinals, I think it's going to be a nice fit.
JJ who?
He's retired, so.
No, I don't think he'd play that. He'd probably play the outside linebacker position.
The Cardinals' defense is interesting to me because it's really weird. But now that it's a new staff, we'll figure what they do with him. But I want to see what they actually do.
Oh, it's true. They are moving to a 4-3 now. They're not.
So. I've been noticing this, like, okay, because I myself in my IDP, like, I have Isaiah Simmons, so now that changes things a little bit because now the position of a player, are they more in the box? Are they outside? Like, are they more coverage? What are they?
Yeah.
So, yeah. What's up, Jonathan? How are you?
What's up, Jonathan?
He says JSN Giants confirmed. I do see that.
I can see. I don't see them letting him go by.
I can see that. This is the newest one that came out today with the mock draft. Where are the Giants at?
I have Deontay Diggs.
I don't see JSN because JSN is going in that draft.
Yeah, actually, JSN here went
11 or something like that.
Yeah, to the Titans, which I also like too. I don't know. I like JSN there with Treylon Burks, with freaking what's his face, the rookie tight end. Starts CHI or whatever, and with the yeah, that guy. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And if they bring and then if I don't know how much Willis is gonna yeah. I don't know how much Willis is gonna elevate his game, but yet they have Tannehill there, and Tannehill can be good, but I think it's more of a mental thing for him, and I think he beat himself up last year, and he just wasn't it. And then got hurt, and then Willis is just he's still a project.
Well, I'll say that on the whole thing I saw about Lamar Jackson, I was explaining on Tuesday exactly why no one was offering anything. One of the teams on that list that should go after him and probably will go after him after the draft is Tennessee. Because and with their rationale is that they have a decent line. They might they have decent weapons. They have a decent defense, and him going to Tennessee, being not too far from Louisville, like everything kind of matches up for them to go get him and him to be a star there, and it's the right division, it's the right everything.
Yeah, this is because he saw him at the pro day, but he had a Giants hat on. But it doesn't matter because Cam's going to win and team and ring. Okay. Okay.
Did you? So that's Cam saying Cam Newton. Did you guys see him at Auburn's pro day?
No.
Did you guys? You didn't see that throw that he made?
No.
They said like if it was any other quarterback not named Cam Newton, it would have been the best throw. It would have been on leading Sports Center everywhere. Look up Cam Newton Auburn's pro day.
No, it was pretty impressive.
I mean, it looked beautiful, but Cam Newton could do that for one play.
Mm-hmm.
for any one play, Cam Newton could be the best player on any field.
There you go. He overthrew so many passes. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Bring him back down.
Yeah. No, that's why I said for one play, he could be the best player on any field. But the problem is he's inconsistent. He's exactly what you think he is.
I just don't see JSN dropping all the way down.
I have some that have him at
New England would probably pick him up before that, right?
I don't see how he goes past Tampa Bay. I don't see how he goes past a lot. I don't see how he goes past Green Bay.
I don't see him.
I don't think he's going to go past Minnesota.
Oh yeah, definitely not. Well, hold on. Is Minnesota after?
Yeah, they got Julius Addison.
But,
oh yeah, they're before the Giants.
Yeah.
I think they are looking for one of the receivers because they got to replace Thielen.
Exactly, Anthony. Anybody can throw without someone in their face. Exactly.
No, not anybody. Not Mitch Trubisky.
He did fine in the combine.
Oh, he did. His pro day wasn't that good. It was not.
I don't care. Well, I'm talking about the combine. Wasn't the combine all right?
It was okay.
It was the pro day. Like
pro day is when everyone said, "What the hell, guys?" He might not be able to hit the deep ball.
Yeah. What about Cam to KC as a fourth down QB because they don't want to sneak in with Mahomes? Why are you bringing Cam into this, man? Dude, let's talk about Cam Newton.
Really? I don't know if I even want to entertain that, but
no.
Really
why, Jonathan? Why? Why do you want to talk about Cam Newton?
For him to get a ring? Because Chad Henne's gone?
I mean, everyone else was amazing. Yeah, well, yeah.
Not me. Not me.
Yeah, I was going to say, I never liked Zach Wilson.
I didn't like that little flip and then a little twirl. No, get out of here. Do your little twirl and 50-yard, 60-yard bomb. Get out of here. No.
I was like, yeah, this guy. Really?
Look,
go away.
Yeah. Why? No, just don't bring him up. Until he ends up on another roster, maybe. But what he's doing, I don't care.
I hope the Saints sign him.
Wow, that's mean. Jesus.
Tell me how you
there.
Oh,
Mark said that. You heard it. Mark said, not me. Here, we can put him in timeout if you want. All right. So, speaking of quarterbacks,
yeah,
freaking Cam Newton, damn it. Cam Jackson is what he kind of says and calls himself, right?
he said Cam. Oh, that's wrong. He says Saints have a Cam and Hill. LOL. And he goes, yeah, they're a package.
No, we're not going to put
Cam and Voldemort package.
No.
Oh my god,
Cam and Voldemort will not be.
Oh my god,
that would be the worst.
It's like if you were one of those signs like they do for target practice, you would be the safest you've ever been. If those are two guys throwing the ball to you.
That would be the worst duo ever. Every linebacker would have a headache because they don't know what guy is going to run.
Yeah, that's
and you know what's stupid is they'll put them in wildcat right next to each other, and then they'll snap the ball, and you don't know which one's going to get the ball.
You don't know what they're going to do when they get it. That could work, man. It could work.
It literally be 33. Run, pass, interception. You don't know what's going to happen.
Right. Run, pass, interception.
Every play. Yes.
Just not touchdown. Just not.
That's exactly. You know, it would be that stupid play that you brought up that one time where they did that one sweep to the left.
Yep.
It'd be like kind of weirdness. All just a bunch of weirdness. I do not stand for this madness of Cam and Voldemort together. No, absolutely not. Because I think you would even get yourself a headache, Jonathan. I think you would get a headache. You're telling me you would like to leave.
He might leave.
There's no way.
He'd be like, I can't do this team. I can't do this anymore.
They'd be the Georgia Tech of the NFL.
Exactly.
That would be.
I swear to God, Georgia Tech hasn't changed their freaking offensive playbook in like 100 years.
I was gonna say Navy. They'll be the Navy of the NFL.
Navy too, yeah.
Oh my God! All right, I guess the biggest one. I don't know if Marcus Davenport went to the Vikings. That's pretty much about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1 year deal, $13 million contract. So interesting. All right. Let's talk about these quarterbacks, shall we?
All right. Yes.
I already had one. Already watching Taysom just walk down the field against the Eagles. Just QB draw forever. Just QB draw forever. Yeah, no. That would. Yeah. It would be, and I would absolutely hate that for you because it would be the same guy, just different side of the ball, and then it would be the same guy. Why? Because Cam would come off.
They're both 33 years old.
Voldemort would come back on with fresh legs,
right?
And then when he's tired, you put Cam back out there. So it's the same freaking guy.
You know what the kicker is too? Sleeper's going to change Cam to a tight end.
Yeah.
And they're just going to have two tight ends playing quarterback.
Stupid Sleeper, they messed up. Sleeper.
Oh, like, can we please take Taysom Hill off tight end? He's not a damn.
I know Mark suffered a week from that, and his dad had
playoffs too.
Ball with that.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Car ride from hell right there.
Get Davenport away from New Orleans. Yeah.
Dad okay. Oh my God, Taysom Hill, 68-yard touchdown pass. I was like, oh yeah, he's a tight end. 68-yard touchdown pass. At your tight end position.
All right. Which one you want to do? CJ or Bryce?
Let's do CJ first.
All right. And the ace is going to be James coming in through the throw a pick and for one play. Yeah. That would be the day. All right, this ain't cutting it, guys. I'm tired. James, get in there and throw it. Damn it.
That's the interception.
That's not what we wanted. Okay. CJ freaking Stroud out of
Michael
Ohio.
Thomas is hurt right now. Michael Thomas is hurt again. He's limping on the field. James threw the interception. Michael Thomas got hurt again. That's the Saints' future right there.
Yes.
It is?
Yes. Okay. All right. CJ Stroud out of Ohio State. As we all know, with the trade, he is projected to go to the Carolina Panthers, which we all love here. But there are mock drafts saying he might go to Houston, but we don't know yet. So let's put up some film. If you guys haven't seen it yet, here it is. I think he is the pro-ready QB of all 4 or 5 of these guys that are coming in. So
it's very interesting because he's very old school, very much a pocket passer, great arm. I mean, he's exactly what you want as a quarterback. His size is amazing, 6'3", 218. He's smart. He knows how to play pro style offense. He plays with great talent around him. He's productive. He's a Heisman Trophy finalist every year. Like, I mean, everything you want for a guy, he's that.
Okay. Does it bother you that he only played 2 years for Ohio State?
Nope.
Okay. Both of the years, as you can see, were both stellar years.
Yeah.
The dude has like plus 3,000 yards on both of them. So I think the guy's good. So, he offers accuracy. He's really good at that. That's what I like most about him. He's very accurate. He makes some really good game decisions. That's what I loved. Secondly, you put those two things together and you give him an arm. I think I can't argue with that. He doesn't even have to be a good runner.
Yeah.
And the fact that if he can make good decisions and has an arm and he's accurate, I'm okay with that.
I think
he doesn't have to be a fast guy. The only thing is, once he's under pressure, he does kind of lose it a little bit, which he'll have to work on.
I say his most impressive thing for me was in 2021, we had Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, and JSN, right? All of them had over 1,000 yards. They all were killing. Like, he was spreading the ball out to everyone, and no one was upset.
Mm-hmm.
That means this guy can handle an NFL locker room. He can handle these receivers.
Mm-hmm.
I love Justin Fields. Everyone knows, Justin Fields is my guy. He might be a better quarterback than Justin Fields. Not a better fantasy quarterback, but as far as a quarterback,
as a QB being himself on the field, game time decision, I can see that. I don't know. I think it was like really what stuck out to me is after not last year, but the year before that in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
And that's when I started really noticing this guy because I knew about Bryce Young. I knew about him like years ago. But when I started really paying attention to CJ Stroud was that year before that at the Rose Bowl. So, if you're looking at this, it's I don't see any negative about him. He's got a good arm strength. I think he's just underneath, just under elite to me.
Yeah, he clearly doesn't run the ball.
No, he's not bad at running the ball.
He's a pocket passer, and we'll get to the comments, but I don't want to.
Lose focus on it.
We'll get to them, but I mean, he's a pocket passer, and he's good at it. Like I remember talking about him last year, thinking, he's going to do pretty good.
What he did against Georgia just was probably the most impressive thing. I mean, what he did in the Rose Bowl was great, but what he just did against Georgia this year was amazing. And he literally almost beat the national champion with less. I mean, if Marvin Harrison Jr. if Marvin Harrison Jr. doesn't get hurt, they run away with that game. They straight up run away with that game. That's how good this guy. And he passes. As I said, he goes to multiple receivers. He gives everyone a chance. He reads the defense the right way. He's a winner. This is what you want.
Oh yeah. He's also he's really good, and he's also
he's elusive.
2-time Heisman Trophy finalist.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, both years at Ohio State, he was back-to-back Big Ten, or had the Pac-10 like freaking. Oh my God, the Big
Ten.
Sorry,
hey, Maryland almost beat him this year though.
But he was the first one back to back with 30 more touchdowns. So
yeah, but Maryland also. So Mike Locksley was my coach in college. He is a genius. Yeah, he's an offensive genius.
I loved it. Ever since he was named our head coach, I've been like
Mike Locksley
steadily like getting better each year. I like it,
dude. He's amazing. The things he thinks of and his intelligence is through the roof. He's he's always about getting his money. It's, you see CJ Stroud and you see first thing you think of is Justin Fields, but he really reminds me more of like Herbert. He's more of that guy.
Yeah.
Passer.
No, I think he's more like Herbert too. Like just watching this, like
he's not going to run the ball. He's not. He's going to make plays with his arm. It's
I like how in 2020 he had 1 attempt for 48 yards and a touchdown.
That's probably because Justin got hurt for a minute.
Yeah, and they threw him in for a little bit.
I also had the biggest brain fart ever. I was like, he only played. What happened in 2020? Why didn't he play? I was like, who was their quarterback? I'm like, thinking back. And then I was like, oh, duh.
Yeah, Justin
Fields.
Yeah, I was literally like, wow, I feel so stupid right now.
Yeah. Other than that, though, I don't see anything wrong with him. Like I said, when he gets under pressure, though, it's a little concerning. But I mean, if you put him behind the line, I'm sure he'll make better decisions. If he gets pressured and he'll have to roll out or something like that. But I mean, that comes in due time when you're in situations like that. And I don't think Ohio State was in that type of situation. So,
I mean, he does have problems with his heavy rush, but I think he's very elusive. It's hard to bring this guy down. That's another great thing. I mean, another feather in his cap. He comes in right now. I'm going to say he'll be a top 20 quarterback in the NFL right now.
Yeah, Jonathan likes him as well. So I think he's more well-rounded and ready. Yeah. So maybe I feel like Teddy Bridgewater is kind of that guy too. Doesn't really roll out.
Jameis
is never ran.
Was never a runner.
Byron Leftwich wasn't a guy like that. But there's a lot of guys that have been non-running rushing.
War Moon,
who's probably the best.
Yeah. Say a oldie but a goodie. Yep.
I was like, so there's been a lot, guys. There's been a good amount of people.
Yeah, there won't be many 1,000-yard receiver. Yeah, that's.
I think Adam.
Look, if John Mechie might come back, and if they get themselves Quentin Johnson later, maybe.
Yeah, that mock draft had him getting.
So
Quentin
I don't know.
Johnson.
Carolina is my worry here. Yes, what they did to get their QB, right? Yeah. If they decide to go with CJ Stroud, they're gonna have to figure out who to get.
Marvin Harrison next year.
Yeah.
No, they can't. Because they might be the number one pick. Was going to the Bears.
Sign with them. Yeah, he just talked to them, right?
Yeah.
So
they love him. They're bringing him in for the pro day. They're bringing him into the facility. They really do like him. So
we'll see. But that's CJ Stroud. I think again he's very smart, very accurate, and arms not too bad either. Like I think he's a really good decision maker, and we'll see what happens. I don't. What do you guys think about him overall?
Well, I like him a lot. I think he's got very good pocket presence. He looked like he could hit like his receivers in stride. He had the good over the top ball. I think his game translates really well to the NFL.
He doesn't scream elite to me. He screams good, very good.
Like
he reminds me very much of Dak Prescott.
Kirk Cousins.
I think more Dak. I see
a little higher than because I did mention he's not. I think he's just a tad under elite. I said that earlier. Like he's there.
Isn't that what Dak is? There's always that elite tier.
Yeah.
He's never at that elite tier. He's always the one right below it. I feel
between
like
the 5 and 10 range.
That's what he is.
I could see that, and I'm not entirely too upset about that either.
But you can win with that. You could definitely win.
Oh yeah.
Oh, put him in the right situation. You get the right people around him. He could move to that elite echelon.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you give me 2 number 1 receivers and a good arm. You never know what I could be.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, that just under elite could still be the best quarterback to ever play for certain franchises. So
that's true.
Right.
That's true.
Right. So that's CJ Stroud. All right. Our next QB, rookie QB, these are the two guys we've been talking about and then Bryce Young. We've had so much news and so much talk about Bryce Young coming out of Alabama, and he's at 5'10", 204, Brian. That's okay. He's 5'10", 204.
15 cheeseburgers. It was
right.
No,
I saw his weight and I was like, "What the?"
It was 2-3 months of nonstop working out, protein, and just adding muscle. And
he must have heard us talking about
way.
It. They said it's so funny. They said like he didn't look. He gained he gained 20 pounds and none of it was muscle.
I know, Brian. I'm messing with you. There was somewhere out there I heard, okay, that he had a lot of carbs.
Yeah.
And we talked about this. We joked about it. Yeah. That he ate like a lot of pancakes in the early mornings. And we were making fun of him that he probably went up to the Waffle House somewhere in January. And then some kid who probably lost his redraft, probably doesn't play Dynasty, probably sat next to the number 1 draft pick and didn't even know that was Bryce Young next to him. That's what we were talking about, joking around. But look, either way, I've always liked him. I've never had an issue with him. I just, people were like, "Oh, he's too small." Throughout his career, he's always been that small guy, but he's always dealt with that. He's always managed to figure it out, managed to deal with this size. Got the Heisman Trophy in 2021. And then he was a 2-time All-American and a Maxwell Award winner from Alabama, and so he did really good. So I don't see why he wouldn't not be out of the top 5 draft picks.
3.
But we've seen these high draft prospects leave and do something else. We'll go to the next round or even later. So I don't know, but overall, in my opinion, I think he has good accuracy, and you can see it here. He makes good smart decisions, and he has to though because he's kind of size, and mobile. Obviously, look at that run. So and then I don't know. I think he's really good under the pressure, which it's kind of hard. For some, where CJ Stroud isn't good under the pressure. I think Bryce Young is a lot better at that.
If Bryce Young was naturally 215, 220 pounds, and he was Russell Wilson, because he reminds me of Russell Wilson a little bit, Okay. If he was that thick, I don't think that we would be having this conversation. Like the problem is his slight build, and he had that shoulder injury. Mm-hmm. If he never had that shoulder injury and he had a bigger build, I don't think we'll be talking about this. He'll be obviously the number 1 quarterback coming out of this thing. He has arm talent. He sees things so quickly. He's like you pressure him, he gets better. That's what he is. Like he under all the pressure, he makes it happen. This guy has all of it there. Mm-hmm. He really does. It's just you worry about him being there for 5 years.
Right. We'll see. It's they were talking to a couple of DBs that played against him, and I can't remember who, but it stood out to me. Is they said it was really hard to read him, and they're like, "Well, why? Isn't that like that's a safety's job, man?" It is hard to read a guy you can't see. They were saying that they saw the line, and then the ball would just zoom out 100 miles an hour behind that line. They didn't see where he was because he's so small. that it was hard to difficult. Because here's the thing, as a safety, guys, what you're reading as coordinator, like you backpedal, you shuffle, whatever you got to do, right? You're backpedal, and you're reading. First, your reads are from the outside in to receivers, right? Either you count 1, 2, 3. You count in. You see the routes where they go, and not only are you focusing from the receivers to the quarterback. That's what you're doing. And then you look at the quarterback. Is his shoulder high? Is his shoulder low? Is it leveled? Or is it open? That's what the safeties are doing. But if you can't see if he's at shoulder high because he's throwing way the hell out there, he's showing low because he's throwing here in the 5-yard line, or if he's opening because he's looking over his left shoulder, how can you read any of that? It's so hard for a safety to read this guy. And I think this what makes this guy kind of hard because of his size. Like, it might be an advantage. We don't know.
I think the problem is the quick outs are going to be a problem for him, because when you have 6'8" tackles and you're 5'10" and you can't see your tight end,
I'm sure he'll dump it off to somebody. I think he's just going to try and get it out to somebody.
He processes faster than anyone else I've seen.
I think he'll look. He knows the play in his head.
Yeah.
I think if he'll see something, he'll like throw it in that general direction. It might not. It might be towards the ground, obviously, but we'll see.
I think he has the most talent. Like, he could be unbelievably elite. He could be. In 5 years, we look back at this draft and say, well, how did we even consider anybody else? CJ Stroud was good, but Bryce Young is the guy. That's totally possible, because he gets his grown man strength, he gets his grown man body on, and next thing you know, he's 5'10" and a half, 212, and sturdy.
Yeah,
that's totally possible. What's also possible is that he makes Kyler Murray look like a giant.
Like, I was just saying, I was like, I should probably draft him, and then I'll have Kyler Murray and Bryce Young.
Have the two shorties on your
Change my team name to the QB Shorties.
I'm just saying, it's difficult for, and it's okay. It's not difficult for corners. Let me put that out first. Okay, it's not going to be difficult for corners, because corners, all they do is pay attention to the receiver and their coverage. They peek at the corner, at the QB, if they have the chance. But for safeties, it's going to be more difficult. It's reading the quarterback's going to be more difficult.
Kyler Murray just fine in the NFL.
Yeah, but he likes to scramble outside, so where he exposes himself.
It's not because he likes to; it's because he has to.
Yeah, but he somehow exposes him, and he's tall enough to be read. Okay,
if Kyler Murray always has a number one receiver and took the game as serious as he should, Kyler Murray still will be a top 5, top 6 quarterback. Kyler Murray has that type of talent. So if Bryce Young could be Kyler Murray but takes the game seriously, that means he's good. He's damn good, and you did a really good job drafting him. That's exactly what, Braden. That's exactly why I'm not trading with you, because it doesn't matter which one I get. Just so you know.
So
I don't take who you take. I don't care who you take.
So let me put the stats up now, because sorry, Brian.
That's good.
So look at these 21-20 rushing stats. So 2021 was
81 rushing attempts for 0 yards.
Yeah,
3 touchdowns.
Jesus. I mean, he didn't go anywhere. But he's
not.
Because he's not going. That's not who he is.
I don't think that's who he is either.
Almost 5,000 yards in college.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah. So
15 games, 4,872 yards, 47 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions.
Yeah. So, but no, it's funny when I heard about that though. Bryce Young, like, oh, you can eat paint. I'm there. So yeah, NFL cheat code defense can't read a short QB. Yeah, it's for more specifically the safeties, potential middle linebacker, but the middle linebacker is a little bit closer. So if he looks within the gap by a shuffle to the left or shuffle to the right, where a safety is so far back on the hash marks that you have to keep within your zone. So it's a little harder, but that's one of the things I heard. It was harder for the safeties, but I can relate to what they were saying as not being able to see where his shoulder's dipping or where he's opening up.
I mean, that's the same thing we used to hear all the time about Drew Brees, and which I think is a very good comp. If he can gain the weight to be about 207 for real, be thicker, he could be Drew Brees. Drew Brees is what, the 10th best quarterback to ever play in the NFL. That's okay.
That.
Yeah.
He has one touchdown, one Super Bowl. I don't think he's higher than 10. I think he's still below Dan Marino.
Top 3 in almost every stat.
Yeah, but it's because the NFL changed. He's not better than a lot of guys,
Yeah,
but still, he's still that good at at that size.
I mean, even if you're like top 10 till 10, everyone ever played the game.
Is ever played the game.
Yeah, that's still like nothing to scoff at.
And I don't know if you're talking about as a safety reading his shoulder. You're talking about because
that's good, Anthony.
What do you say?
Wait, with the pads or without?
Gosh, bro.
Look, can you imagine if like Dan Marino and John Elway played today?
No, Dan Marino would throw for 200,000 yards. Like he would kill everybody. It would be unfair.
I mean, he was throwing for 5,000 yards when he didn't throw the ball.
I mean, Drew was small, and he hurt his arm as well.
It's exactly like him.
So it just being that small may have an advantage. I'm just saying it might, because after I like I said, after I saw them talking about him as safeties, it's just, you can't read a quarterback if you can't see him. All they saw was the ball just zoom out, just slinging behind the line. Where a corner, the corner is your more. It depends if you go into a cover 3. On cover 3s, your corners go back with the one single safety in the back, and so there might be a roaming safety closer to the linebackers. But if you have a safety that can't read, it's going to be difficult for him to judge which part of the territory he's got to be on the hash mark. Both safeties.
I'm not sure it's because he's small. I think it's because Bryce Young is that smart, and
I know, but they can't read him. If I'm telling you, vision wise, the safety cannot see him.
There's a lot of short guys that do that. They had the same thing, but it's not just that. It's also that Bryce Young knows so much. He has his IQ is off the charts. He has unbelievable talent. He's going to extend the play. You're not going to be able to tackle him. So it's just like all that in that small package makes me what you're saying even more. Like he could be a cheat code. He really could be. Like you're saying, yes, with his size, it could be a help too. It's a hindrance, but it also could help. All of it, everything he has, as you said before, everything he's done, he's always been that size. He's always played as the smallest guy on the field.
He's always dealt with it.
He's always dealt with it, so he might know what he's doing and use that thing that everyone looks at as a negative as a positive for him.
Yeah, you just learn and adapt, and I think that's what he's just done his entire life. It's like he's just learned and adapt to play at that size. I said, don't QBs get well? Yeah, I mean, you got to freaking.
You better put a great left tackle on them. Yeah, that's why I think the Texans signed Tunsil, because if he's there, you got a great left tackle. So
that's exactly how what basically it is. It's corners. It's not so much for the corners. The corners can read, not specifically him, but they are manned up with their receiver. So usually it's either a catch-up game or you look at the receiver's eyes and then you make your move to knock it out. That's usually the corner's job. Like where the safeties has to read the QB. So it's very interesting because if he goes to Houston, the weapons that they have are bringing in, it's going to be interesting what they do there.
What's really interesting is that they have 3 in the top 32.
Yeah,
they literally basically have 3 first-round picks. So they can go get him. They go get a number 1 receiver, and they could get whatever else they need. They feel like they need. They need a tight end. They can do it at the beginning of the second round. They can do whatever is needed. They could go get. Mm-hmm. So that offense is going to be totally different, and they might shock some people with that team.
I think you're wrong. Didn't they just acquire
They have a lot of guys.
Oh, they got Denzel Perryman, which all right, cool. Dalton Schultz signed finally or no?
Yeah.
Did he?
Texans.
1 year, 10 million, something like that.
Yeah, I remember him going somewhere.
It's Texas, yeah. So yeah, definitely.
Let me see who else did they bring in.
Adding into QB and receiver in one draft. It's nuts.
And they do it. They could do it in the top 12 picks.
In the top 12 picks.
That's
Yeah, they can go after Bryce Young or CJ Stroud and Quentin Johnson, literally back to back. Like,
and so we have our guy. We have our duo for the future forever. Like, that's good.
Shaq Mason. Didn't they trade for him?
Yeah.
They acquired him, right? Shaq Mason.
Yeah,
so not bad. Then they got who else they got? Trying to look who else they got. Ward, Perriman, Mason.
I'm sure they got a few 49ers.
Steven Nelson.
Yeah.
Ward.
Dufonga incoming.
See if I can find it where they're at. I don't know, but it's they're making some moves. Is it going to win them? That I don't know if it's going to be. I just don't think so. It's going to take time.
I mean, the fact that remember aren't they the ones with Michi coming back this year?
John Michi will be there. So they're basically, if they get Quentin Johnson, they're basically seeing two top elite receivers coming in. Well, we don't know what John Michi is yet, but I think he's good.
I think so too. I think he's going to be very good. And the fact that you have Robert Woods there to teach them, and it was Nico Collins is there too. Yeah. So I just feel like they will have a decent receiving core. They have running backs, Damian Pierce and Devin Singletary that's pretty good to have. You know, they have some things that the Texans could surprise. I'm telling you, 3 picks in the top 32 can especially surprise teams in that division. Exactly.
Yeah, that division is. Look, I'm gonna give it to the Jags. Houston and the Texans are just the ones.
Tennessee can be.
Tennessee are just the ones where it's like, I think I know you, but I don't, because you keep proving me wrong.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the division's going to be interesting for sure.
That might be the coolest division because if Lamar Jackson does go to the Colts.
Oh no, hands down, the Eagles, Giants, Cowboys. That division will always be my favorite.
I don't know.
Say every team but mine. I see how it is.
You gotta get a quarterback first, Mark. That's how it goes.
That's always my favorite.
According to Martin, we have one already, so that's not even an excuse for him.
So, but the Jaguars should be the number one. They're gonna improve. It's just like I feel like Houston can get themselves.
Just if you win 8 games, if you go from 3,
that would be an improvement, a big time
improvement. Huge.
Yes, exactly. Again, we have to see the schedule. Now, do we see the text? Like, it's gonna matter what the Colts do in the draft.
Yeah.
If these rumors are true and they're not gonna bring in a QB, I don't know. Overall, who would you rather see in the Texans? CJ or Bryce?
I think CJ's the better quarterback. I think they get Bryce because it makes sense. It makes sense. Like you have a small guy, but you need to protect him. You can protect him. Yeah. Tell Larry Tunsil, here's $25 million, and you make sure he don't get hurt. That's it. You have Damian Pierce. You have running backs. You know, Singletary will work out too. You know, and then you bring in all these tight ends and wide receivers. They have a lot of talent. The Texans is a better situation than Carolina is.
Yeah, they are. They are. Just with this recent move, I think so. NFC West, huh? Interesting. And yes, Ridley is back. So T-Law is going to have some pretty good weapons. So pretty good weapons. He has Zay Jones, Ridley, and Christian Kirk with the re-signing of Evan Ingram.
And can you really trust Evan Ingram? Every time I trust Evan Ingram, I get disappointed every year.
Even last year?
Because I didn't trust him last year, so he did well. But now I'm starting to feel like I could trust him again. And I
So
feel
he's
like
gonna go back down.
He might go back to where he was.
So he's your Joe Mixon.
He's
to,
my
to me. He's okay. I can see that. I just think that it's gonna be interesting because I don't know how it's gonna play out with that division. It's gonna be a fun division to watch. Definitely not my favorite though, but it's gonna be fun.
If Lamar goes there, if it's Bryce Young, T. Law, Lamar Jackson, and who am I missing?
To Indy?
Yeah. If Lamar goes to Indy, that changes everything.
Oh, then you're missing Tannehill.
Well, I'm not missing Tannehill.
Hey, he's on your team.
For now. What's that day?
Yes. I think Martin trusts Ingram more than Voldemort.
He's an actual tight end.
Yes, I do. Because I'm not scarred as much. All right.
He cost me the playoffs. Evan Ingram cost me.
He cost me a league.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Voldemort cost me a league.
All I know, if Lamar goes to Indy, that everything just changes for me. And, you know,
why did he cost you that league? Because I got eliminated. I would have been eliminated had he scored those points.
Hell yeah. I don't know what would have happened. I don't know. But you won. So you burned the number 3. You burned the number 3. So either way, as long as one of us won. If Lamar goes to the Colts, I'm excited.
I know you're excited because once again, another one of your
Michael Pittman season, baby.
It's the guy.
Once again, my dynasty team just goes up.
Oh man!
Every move that these big namers go somewhere else, my team goes up. Alex,
I wanted
that's
to
the luck of Miles Sanders with you, man.
No,
he's just gonna be by himself though. That's the problem.
Yeah,
I don't want Lamar to go to the Lions because then I don't have a QB.
Why not?
Because then I don't have a QB on fantasy football.
DeAndre Swift, baby, let's go.
If you guys I just want to say this one more time. Why is Lamar not getting offers? Because no one wants to give a high draft pick now. Now, if you sign him after the draft,
no one wants to give him the draft.
No, I think teams don't have a problem giving him $200 million. Give him a Kyler Murray contract. I don't think they have a problem with that. I think they have a problem with giving them high draft picks. If you wait till after the draft, have Lamar Jackson on your team.
Improve your team to give a lower draft pick.
You give them a top 29, 30. You know, you're way up there. Now you're giving them almost a second round draft pick. 2 second round draft picks for Lamar Jackson. That is amazing. It is amazing. It's a cheat code. Every team knows it. There's no team going to give him anything. And then as soon as the draft happens, you will hear 5 teams going after Lamar Jackson because they all know he's a cheat. It's a cheat code. You get Lamar Jackson for second round picks.
I hope the Raiders.
Are the Commanders one of those teams?
I wouldn't be surprised if they were.
I hope
new ownership.
I hope the Raiders do it or the Packers do it and he gets hurt week 4.
But the difference is if you pay him the money, he's going to come back. He didn't come back because he didn't have the money. Without the bag, I'm not coming back either. If you like, oh, we will pay you the bag, and then I ain't coming back either.
I'm just worried about him staying healthy. That's my main concern.
If I'm him, I'm going to a team with a good left tackle, and he's going to be Lamar. Lamar is going to be good. And if Lamar is protected, he's going to be everything you need him to be. And if the team gets him for 2 second round picks, basically, if you get to the NFC Championship game because you grab Lamar Jackson and you're giving up a 29 or 30 for Lamar Jackson, you winning. You're winning at life. Your team is winning. Everything changes. Just think about it, guys. That's why no team wants to go get him that right now. Wait.
I'm not arguing with you or anything. I'm just saying. I'm just listening.
I would be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if even Atlanta kicks the tires on them because once again, it's not too high first round picks. It's not too for high. It's when Lamar is on your team, they're almost second round picks. They're the end of the first round picks.
Yeah,
everything changes then, and now you're just giving them money, and you have to pay somebody.
I think at some point we'll see it'll be closer to June. That's when a lot
after the draft. Right after the draft, May, you're going to hear a lot of rumbling. I think he signs with someone in June, before June.
Yeah, probably.
Or the Ravens say, "Oh, they're wise up," because now they don't have to worry about the free agency anymore. They could sign him to the contract, and it's not going to hurt the team either. So I can see that. It all lines up. It all makes sense. Why do it now to hurt yourself when you know what draft pick you have? I'm going to give you draft picks when I don't know what I get. So Indy, which is an interesting team, you give up your next 2 first-round draft picks, which doesn't matter, because if he does the things, you know, you increase your team, you've done everything you want, and you're in the right division, and you on turf. Woo! Lamar Jackson on turf.
I'm just trying to see like more likely what teams can do it.
So yeah, it's definitely, I can see the Lions, I can see the Colts, I can see the Falcons could do it, the Commanders can do it.
Well, if we do that, we're definitely not bringing Chase Young back. That's for sure.
But it won't matter because you'll be fine. You know, because once again, you're winning because of him. So it changes like these high draft picks.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, Lamar to the Jets, Rodgers is gassing for too much.
I heard it's not Rodgers asking for it. It's the Packers, and they're just sitting there waiting like, you need us. And the Jets are saying,
I hate that organization so much, man. I don't like their front office at all.
They already moved on, so why don't you just let the guy go?
Why? What is it with this guy and him? Like, I don't get it, dude. Like, just break them apart. Stop. You're like the bad girlfriend, and
everything falls apart.
No, the Packers are like the bad girlfriend to your best friend, and you're like, man, dude, like I like you, but your girl's gotta go.
Yeah, I can do
it. Your girl's gotta go. That's what the Packers are. Can y'all just separate? Everybody can just move on. Because I'm so tired. Every year we hear this. Every year, ever since Jordan Love came into the freaking house, every year we just hear drama. They're just as bad as the Texans, and the Texans, we don't know what the hell they're gonna do.
But another team, Tennessee, is another good team that could do this.
Yeah. Do you think teams shift their offseason to fit Lamar or try to put Lamar into their system? I think Lamar will try and shift.
I think he fits into a lot of teams' system already. I think you're going to be surprised what he can do. And go back and look at what he did in Louisville. And realize
you got to shift to what Lamar's capable of.
Yeah, I know that he can run the damn ball.
It's a little bit of both. And I think maybe like we haven't really seen his actual good arm his whole career, because he's been running his whole life, because they don't do anything with that line. They just expect him to run. If you expecting the guy to run the entire time, well, yeah, you're gonna expect him to run. It's just we still haven't really seen true elite form of his arm. There's glimpses of it, but we'll see. But yeah, interesting topics.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, just throwing to end it, just kind of wrap this up. The Rams will be interesting with Lamar.
They got nothing though to do. They got nothing to trade for.
They could give you. It's just first round picks. They don't have to trade for anything. Just first round picks. But him in LA is in that building. It's interesting. Him. I mean, of course, San Francisco will be the dream. That would be the dream.
That would be great.
You know,
let's go Ayuk.
Probably that's some people's dreams. Some Cardinals fans.
Let's go Ayuk
to the 49ers.
Look, I just want this whole thing to over with so we can move on and finally figure out what's going to happen.
Hey, if Lamar goes to the 49ers, I'll take Brock Purdy.
I think he'll be available. I think all of them will have to be available to afford them.
Yeah,
Trey Lance,
have to figure something else. Yeah. So
we'll get there somehow.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Stay out of the NFC North. That's all I care about.
They keep one of them because we all know Lamar's going to get hurt.
That's what I keep thinking.
I'm telling you guys,
that's what I keep thinking.
He got hurt and he's not playing because they didn't pay him. All quarterbacks get hurt. He just didn't want to play hurt because they weren't paying him the money.
No, I'm not talking about last year. I'm talking about the years previous.
Even the year before. I think he could have came back and he decided not to come back. I'm not going to play hurt because of you. You know, like if you're not going to pay me, I'm not going to come back.
That'd be the worst spot. Quarterbacks get hurt there all the time. Why would he want to go there?
That's a very good point.
Yeah,
that'd be the worst spot.
That's
all I know is I want to root for the Lions again this year. They're making some really big name moves.
I do too.
It's CJ Gardner-Johnson just got arrived in the house. I'm loving what the Lions are doing.
A whole season with Williams as a receiver. Oof,
dude. I literally every night before I say my prayers.
CJ Moore's now there.
I pray for my family. I pray for my mom. I pray for my dad, and I pray that the Lions don't get a good quarterback. That's
Look, you brought in Gardner Johnson, CJ Moore. Like the defense is elevating. Like I just love.
Good.
I love what they're doing, man.
Dude, I don't know.
Rodrigo's going to come back for more.
They have 2 draft picks. On the top, 15?
Yeah.
They're not just gonna be better; they're gonna be better than everybody. Like I don't like the thought of this.
Freaking Graham Glasgow. They got Emmanuel Mosley just arrived there too. So they got Mike Hughes, Evan Brown. Out of
their high pick is because of the Rams.
No, they lost him. They lost Mike Hughes, Evan Brown, Chris Board. They lost all those guys. I
wouldn't be surprised if they got Sewell's brother, a linebacker. I could see that in the second round.
Mm-hmm.
I see him going to Detroit. I could see them going defensive tackle because you get a dominant defensive tackle.
Yeah,
that changes everything. Or defensive end, another defensive end there. Whew, man, no quarterback's going to deal with that defense then. You know, or tight end.
We'll see. As we get closer to the NFL draft, we're going to continue going onto these rookie prospects with defensive line next week. We'll break down defensive line. And we got about 5 guys to do. And then we're going to do a live draft, a mock draft. And then we'll do a rookie mock draft fantasy. And then we'll start focusing more into the fantasy football after that week. And then I think... myself and Mark, we're going to do our daily breakdowns of each team.
I like that.
Every day. Those were our fun ones. Yeah. We went on live every day during the summer.
Like literally, I couldn't.
I really want to go back to last summer's ones and see how accurate we were. I know we called the Bears for sure.
You can write them down, bro. Write them down this year and see how well we
called the Bears, but the Bears
called the Lions.
They traded the whole team. Because the Bears
still called it.
Yeah, you didn't call it.
Yes, we did. We said they were going to suck, and they
both said 3 wins.
You both said that they were going to trade their entire defense.
Bull. I didn't say anything about trade. I just said that they were going to suck,
and they wouldn't have.
That don't mean that they weren't going to suck.
Trade those guys, whatever. BS.
You're just being a negative bear, like a negative Nancy. Like
I think even with those players still on your team,
this is what I hate when Brian gets this way. This is why nobody likes you. You get all negative with your Bears, and you we missed out on the top 50 guys.
We traded our defense, guys. That's what we did. And you as much as I am with the Bears, that's how you are with Atlanta. I'm calling shenanigans on you. I'm calling shenanigans on you. I'm calling shenanigans on me. I'm calling shenanigans.
You should call shenanigans on him. He said they're going to win 8 or 9 games.
We would have won it, guys. We would have won it.
I don't care.
Shenanigans.
I don't care. You just know. Just know.
How on track are they with your offseason game plan so far?
Awful.
I know. I was like, no Orlando Brown, no Jerron Payne.
We haven't fixed the defensive tackle. We have not done anything offensive tackle. We had the worst offensive line, and we did nothing. It's
you got Tremaine Edmonds.
You'll be fine in the draft.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
they got 3 linebackers, and they hosted another linebacker today. It doesn't matter if you have no defensive line, or we're gonna play 8 linebackers. What the hell are you gonna do? You have to have some guys in front of them.
Hey, the running backs won't run for more than 5 yards a play.
Well, I mean, David Montgomery's there, so we're okay. It's not there anymore, I guess.
I believe in that. What they're shifting to something new, and they'll figure it out. They'll figure it out.
They better figure out.
I'm positive about them. But I just like to tune out Brian's negativity about his own damn team. So
whatever. You just land it out because you do the same.
Like, I'm trying to close the show out, and all I hear is a little gremlin. All I hear is a little gremlin talking about his damn Bears. Look,
this is guys, your conscience.
Guys, we're coming to the draft here pretty soon. Brian, how many more weeks?
4.
Yes.
4? All right.
We literally have
this dude's got a counter in his office.
Yes, I do actually.
4 weeks from tomorrow.
That was a good guess, but it doesn't surprise me.
That's 31 days.
Sum me up. X. This day's over. Let's go.
So bad. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We will come back Sunday. I think we're doing our divisional breakdowns. No.
I was telling the Tank I would like us to talk about mock drafts and some of the stuff too. So we'll see.
Yeah.
If there's no
we
news,
let Tank kind of just come in Sundays like, oh yeah, let's do this, even though he has no time to do anything. That's his contribution to Sundays.
Hey, when we do the team breakdowns, we'll save the Bears can give you on Tuesday. I don't want to be depressed like we were last year.
You know what? I know where you live. I'm coming to get you. I'm close enough. Now we're going to get you.
It's true. We're only like an hour and a half away.
Exactly.
But yeah, we'll be back Sunday. The entire Nerd Huddle will be there. And we'll talk about, of course, what our projections in the draft. I think we'll talk about mock drafts here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Because it's getting to that interesting point where the free agency is going to die down. We're kind of closer to the end of the month.
Already kind of has died down, honestly.
So yeah, I don't know. It'll. So, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. We will catch you next week as we talk about defensive line. Brian and his Bears are on Tuesday, and then we have Sunday, the Nerd Huddle, and we talk about everything football, and that's for you early birds. We are the late night guys here on Wednesday nights. So I will catch you guys later. Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you guys are at. Take care of yourselves and everyone around you, and we'll catch you guys next. Thanks for watching.
Getting hyped when I aim up, elevating that game up, stepping up to the competition. Only first place, and that's how I'm living. I'm winning till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I